Welcome to the Brew Crew Review Podcast, the show by fans for fans of your Milwaukee Brewers.
All right. Welcome, Milwaukee Brewer fans, to the Brew Crew Review Podcast. Joining myself is I'm Craig, and joining me today is Vince and Scott, per usual. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hey Chad.
Chad actually is off. I gave him off actually for the next couple of weeks. He has accrued a ton of vacation days over the course of, and some of these we rolled over from back when we did our public access show. So I honestly don't even know when he's coming back.
That's a good point.
I'm glad we changed that
Good job,
policy.
Chad. I appreciate you taking charge. I appreciate you taking charge of the situation.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Scott, do you want to lead out the first inning or the second?
Wow, we're doing a rapid nine. That's exciting.
Yeah, rapid time, guys.
We're doing
I forgot to mention. Also wanted to,
Scotty, and take your time. Take your time, Scott. When he says rapid, it's not really geared towards you specifically. Make sure that you expound on the answers and really put some thought into, all the responses that you're giving.
I try to take as long as what I think the people want to listen to. So sometimes I don't talk at all.
All right, I want to give a shout out from a big Brewer fan and a longtime viewer and listener of our show, the Brew Crew Review. I happened to DJ his wedding this past weekend, so congratulations to Mike Ebo along with his newlywed wife Claudia. So yeah, they had a great time, and again, they're huge Brewer fans. So I played "Build Me Up Buttercup" about 10 times during the wedding, and everyone loved it. So it was awesome.
Hey, congrats, Mike and Claudia. That's great. Congratulations, guys.
Congrats. It was awesome. Thanks for listening too. Hopefully, you told everyone at the wedding.
Yeah, and one of these weeks, Scott will return your emails that you sent us at Brew Crew Review Podcast with an S, I'm sure.
He did mention that he submitted a question in 2007. I said we're still getting to that one.
I think that Scott has had some intern rollover since then, so hopefully things improved. But yes.
Scott,
were you
leading off?
Giovanni Gallardo will have a good career.
Nailed it.
Scott,
leading off the first or the second?
Yeah. In hindsight, the Subban signing seems great, but just wait. Just you wait.
New pitch is great.
Get ready to get your heart broken.
Sorry, kid.
All right.
Scotty,
why don't you lead off here? And we're done. Oh,
fire.
All right, Scott, You're gonna lead off. This is a big one. I'm really excited to see your guys' answers to this one. Okay.
Great.
If let's say there's a hypothetical, now that the Brewers have been a franchise for 50 plus years, let's say the Brewers somewhere outside American Family Field in the parking lot, wherever, erect a Brewers Mount Rushmore. What four people's faces would you have on a Brewers Mount Rushmore? And again, I emphasize the word people because not necessarily looking for only players.
Right, because Euchre kind of has to sort of be on it. I mean, if you're looking for non-players, I mean, if he's included, he probably has to be. Yount and Molitor are both givens. And then, even though he didn't spend a lot of time here, I think you have to throw Hank Aaron up here. I mean, he's, one of the greatest players of all time. And even though he didn't spend a lot of time here, he began and then his career is pretty great. So that's my four.
Well, that's a good one. Vince.
Wow. What a great question. Euchre, Yount. I'm going to mix it up a little bit and say Ryan Braun. And my fourth is going to be whoever the team's MVP is the year that we would finally win a World Series.
Nice.
May not be known yet. We shall see. But so I love Molitor. Molitor was my favorite player as a kid. But I also think, looking at it, maybe you're going to look at it from different eras. So if Young kind of encapsulates that entire period of time that he played for the team, then we're talking 1974 to 1993. So maybe those years are covered. Euchre, because of his role with the organization and the team generally, and Ryan Braun, I think, really was so important to a new generation of fans, including us guys. I mean, when we look back and we think back to 2008, the team finally making the postseason again, and then again in 2011, and again in 2018 and 19, Ryan Braun was part of all those memories for us. And to me, that's really important to kind of keep in mind. I'd go with those three, and whoever is the MVP for the team of the year we win the World Series.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Notice I did not put any pitchers on that list.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine's gonna be a little bit of a stray from your guys, and I think that we could do this one in a future one where we just do 4 players' faces and go. But on my 4, I'm actually only gonna have one actual player. I'm gonna go with Robin Yount as my one player representative. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer. He came in as the kid, as an 18-year-old, and had an outstanding career, brought the Brewers to 1 World Series, and obviously a Hall of Fame career. He's just the kind of Mr. Brewer to me, Robin Yount. So he's going to be my player representative. It was really difficult for me. I wanted to put Molitor and Hank Aaron, but the fact that Molitor had some of his, World Series and best years outside the Brewers organization later in his career left him off for me. And then also Hank Aaron, obviously a legendary player in the game of baseball. However, he was only a Brewer for a short period of time. But with that being said, just the representative that he brought Milwaukee, I think if there was a Milwaukee Braves, he would belong on their Mount Rushmore, hands down, obviously. But I'm going to leave him off the Brewer one. So my next representative, and probably the first face on the actual Mount Rushmore, is going to be Bud Selig to me, because without Bud Selig, there's no Brewers right now as we speak in Milwaukee. There's no Brewer baseball in Milwaukee right now. So I think that just for that alone, he has to be on it. My third representative, agreeing with Scott on this one, is Mr. Baseball, Bob Euchre. I mean, he's just so synonymous with Brewer baseball, and he was born in Milwaukee. I think that also really just makes him not only Mr. Baseball, but a Brewer running through his veins, so to speak. And he's definitely a legend. So he's on.
Hey, Craig, can I guess your fourth before you say it?
Sure.
Are you sure? All right. I'm going to tell you that you're going to pick Craig Counsell.
I'm going to guess one too. Oh, that's a really great guess. I was going to say Trent Durrington, but I think Counsell probably gets the nod.
Or Wade Miley.
I didn't want to have the thought of. I did have a nightmare about Kevin Mench's big ass noggin being on my Mount Rushmore, but luckily I but no, you nailed it. Actually, Craig,
that's a lot of mountain to carve.
Exactly. No, you nailed it. I mean, Craig Counsell, not only did he play for us as a player, he won multiple World Series as a player, unfortunately not as a Brewer, but he was born in the area, and I feel like he's going to. Well, he's already the most wins in Brewer manager history, and I think that he's going to put that record out of reach, and he will cement his legacy as the best Brewer manager of all time. At some point, he's probably there already, but I think he's going to add to that legacy going forward. So that's my 4 on that one. So, all right, let's move on to.
If anybody, by the way, Craig, if anybody has like a walk-off World Series winning hit or something like that, even if it is like somebody that maybe wasn't great or played sporadically, like a Trent Durrington, like they're on my Mount Rushmore. Whoever hits a walk-off hit to win a Brewers World Series, they're on the mountain.
Well, yeah, but to knock off some of those guys, it would take quite the doing. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, what if? I mean, yeah, Trent Darrington type player. I had predicted it was going to be Andrew McCutcheon actually, but we'll see. All right, so
Interesting.
We're
All
not
good
having
picks, Craig. All good. All good. All good.
anytime soon,
all
are we?
good picks.
'Cause I didn't mean it in an offensive way. I was just,
No,
pick a
long
random
distance
name.
to Australia is kind of expensive. Although I did see that one of our other Australian brewers, Dave Nielsen, is back and managing in the area this summer with the Lake Country Duckhounds. So thanks for our sponsors, the Lake Country Duckhounds. So
I wonder what Graham Lloyd is doing. Graham Lloyd, he looks like he'd be a great super villain.
All right, second inning, Vince, you can start us off. Predict the Brewers 2022 All-Stars or All-Star or All-Stars.
You got to go with Josh
We'll have
Hader.
one representative at least.
Yeah, I'll say Josh Hader and Corbin Burns. Those are my two picks. I think that there's an outside chance that injuries might lead to somebody like Renfro sneaking in there, but no, I'm gonna say Hader and Burns.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm going to agree wholeheartedly, and I kind of hope that neither one of them get in the game if we're in a deep playoff run. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, they could pitch a little bit.
Okay, we're actually at consensus here. Those are my two picks too. I mean, it's just astounding to me if you would have told me 10 years ago that in 2022 the Brewers would have the best starting pitcher in baseball and the best closer in baseball on the same team. I'd have been more than excited, to say the least, and I think that's where we're at, actually, to be quite honest. All right, third inning. Scott, start us off. Will the Brewers be buyers, sellers, or neutral at the trade deadline this year?
Boy, a lot of that depends on if over the course of the next month, if I don't know, everyone could just not get hurt. That would be good. I think we're going to be buyers, but not as big of buyers as we hope.
Okay.
I would agree with that completely. I think that we're going to be disappointed when we see what we come up with in July.
Like, are we going to be shopping at Macy's, or maybe take a step down and buy it like a Costco? No, this is going to be your good old fashioned Wisconsin yard sale.
Yeah, I want Brooks Brothers, and I feel like we're going to get Walmart.
My analogy is sticking with playing the lottery thing. I think that we will be buyer.
Craig, that was like several days ago.
Yeah, I mean,
from the last podcast, my lottery analogy. Instead of buying a Powerball ticket, we'll probably just buy a couple of scratch offs. That's my analogy to what the Brewers will be doing this trade.
Pull tabs.
Couple of pull tabs.
Pull tabs where the most you can win is like $150.
Oh, that's what I mean. A couple of pull tabs, not scratch offs. So a couple of pull tabs. All right, fourth inning. Vince, lead this off. All right, so not counting the Dodgers and the Mets or the Cardinals, rank the NL wildcard contenders. Obviously not the Brewers. In order of concern, as far as the teams that you think are the biggest.
The order of concern of biggest teams, not counting the Cardinals.
Not counting the Cardinals, Dodgers, and Mets.
Okay, Braves, Giants, and Phillies to a lesser extent.
Okay. So if the Brewers somehow don't win the division, those are the three teams that are concerning the most as far as contending and having us knocked out of the playoffs entirely. Okay, yeah, good ranking. Scott?
I will say I'll go Padres, Braves, and then Giants. Phillies are going to have a little bit of trouble. They're going to have to get by without Bryce for a little while.
Yeah. They still have a pretty good offense, but yeah, without Harper, the reigning MVP, that's quite the blow. He might be even out for the season, I heard. My rank.
I was gonna say Cubs, Reds, Pirates, but cooler heads prevailed.
Schedule. Make sure we saw and seeing we saw a lot of games left against those guys. That makes me smile, but we'll see. The other contenders probably do too. So I'll also rank them. I'm going to rank them the Braves, Giants, Padres, and the Phillies fourth. So I mean that's, and if you add the Brewers that mix, that means that's going to be, if again just not assuming but saying the Brewers are at the battle of these teams, that's five teams contending for 3 spots. So yeah, that's my level of concern, I guess, on that one. So all right, let's go on.
Actually, even with Bryce Harper,
I don't know. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
With Bryce Harper out, they still probably have 3 bats that are better than any of the bats on the Brewer team. Right?
I mean, so Real Muto and Schwarber and
Castellanos.
To me, Castellanos is good. I just think that the Phillies have got more talent than they've shown this season. I will say that I probably should have included the Padres in that list. I don't know if we were limited to 3 or not, but I don't think the Padres are an untalented team or anything. I think that they've considerably played under expectations the last 2 years, but that's not to say that they can't. Certainly not to say they couldn't make a run.
All right, 5th inning.
Yeah,
I think, Scott, you're leading off this one. Now that Lorenzo King is no longer on the team, from this point forward, who do you think will get the most center field at bats? Will it be Tyrone Taylor or someone else on the team, or a future acquisition for center field at bats for the rest of this season?
I think that the slight emergence of Tyrone Taylor is probably partially what led to Kane ultimately deciding to hang it up. And I think he's going to be the person. I would love to see us make a trade maybe and get a bat, because I do think offensively it's definitely a position that we can improve on. I just don't think we're going to do it. We already have an episode titled Dance with Who Brought You or something like that from a previous episode. We're probably going to have another one in about a month. So
don't we do that every season, like around July 31st? There's like a couple things I can always rely on my annual calendar, and it's that Craig will be very mad on draft day, and Craig will also be very mad on trade deadline day. I just have it marked off every year. It's awesome, the predictability of it. Sorry, Craig.
Yeah, I have to put on a special gloves so I don't break things on those days. That's true. All right.
Ever since the Nashville hotel room incident in 2000 and what year was it? 2006, when the Brewers traded Nelson Cruz and Carlos Lee for Kevin Mench. That was a special reaction. But yeah, I mean, we've seen the reaction every year. It's been fun.
You've been warned. No tree is safe. No chair is safe.
I'm just gonna go with Tyrone Taylor. I think he's kind of proven himself that he's deserved and earned every day at bats in center field for the most part. So I think he will be our main center fielder throughout the rest of the season. All right, 6th inning. Vince leading off. Would you rather have, at the back end of your championship built bullpen, would you rather have, setup and closer wise, 2017 setup Josh Hader with closer Corey Knebel, or 2022 setup Devin Williams with closer Josh Hader?
Oh, Williams Hader, no question about it. I mean, Knebel was great that year, but I don't think that anybody can really compare to Josh Hader in his role. And I think that Devin Williams he started a little rocky this year, but I think that he's been very very admirably able to kind of step back into that role that he had a couple of years ago. I love the Williams Hader combo at the end of the games. I will say that if we are going to be active at the deadline, I would not mind adding one more bullpen arm too. I love the Brewers' philosophy in our most successful years in franchise history has been that you just shut down as many innings as possible at that back end of the bullpen. So, I'm remembering back to 2011 when we had, K-Rod in the 8th and Axford in the 9th. But before that, you had LaTroy Hawkins and Takashi Saito. And I love the fact that the Brewers, look at ways to do that most years. Typically because our starting pitching has been bad. But now if you can couple that with good starting pitching, it makes it even better. If only we could hit.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think it's got to be Hader and Williams. Corey Knebel was very special that year, though. He was really good. But yeah, I think, I guess apparently in order to, shore up our bullpen, we can just grab like 3 Hunter Stricklands off the scrap heap and turn them around. So may as well do that.
I'm actually going to go with the 2007 Hader Knebel combo. Obviously, I love the guys we have in place now. And Williams has settled down. He was just allowing too many guys on base earlier in the season, but I think he's phenomenal. Obviously, you can't go wrong with any of these choices, but gun to the head type of thing. I'm actually picking the 2007 version just because Knebel that year, 76 inning pitch, he had 126 strikeouts, which is ridiculous. 1.78 ERA, 39 saves. And you had Josh Hader. I just love Josh Hader back then in that role. Obviously, he's a phenomenal closer, and he's having possibly the best closer season of all time this year. But as a lefty that you could bring in either the 7th or 8th inning, and back then in that year, he was able to pitch multiple innings, if I remember correctly, and he was just an unbelievable weapon. And because of that, just the mere fact that we have this unbelievable weapon that was actually pitching more than 1 inning a night, that makes me lean toward the 2007 combo of Knebel and Hader, and that'll be my answer. So, okay, let's move on to the 7th inning. Scott leading off. Okay, what's your favorite piece of baseball memorabilia that you own?
Oh, for me, honorable mention to I have some Roy Halladay perfect game ticket stubs that are pretty nice, I guess, but I wasn't even at the game, so it doesn't mean that much to me. The thing that I did go to was way back when I was just a little kid. I saw Robin Yount's 3,000 hit at County Stadium. That was really, really great. Very, very special moment in my life. And I did get that ticket stub framed with a signed 8x10 of Yount making that 3,000 hit. And it's a very, very special piece of Brewer's memorabilia to me.
Nice.
That's an awesome one, Scotty. I was at that game too. That was pretty special as well. Piece of memorabilia. That's a good question. I love baseball memorabilia and definitely a collector. I've been working on a 1991 top set since I was a kid, since 1991, to get that whole set signed, and spent many hours as a young kid at County Stadium doing that. I'm not quite there yet, so I'm not going to say that, but I'll say that eventually will hopefully be my answer. I think that right now, though, last year I think I sent you guys pictures. I completed one signed ball with every Brewer's retired number on it, which was fortunate. I started it when I did because obviously the great Hank Aaron has passed away. Since I started that project, I got it on a 50th anniversary ball that Major League Baseball made for the Brewers anniversary season in 2020. And had Hank sign it via a card show that fall of October of 2020, and then he passed January of 2021. So got Euchre, got Molitor, got Fingers, got Aaron, got Bud Selig, and got Euchre to sign it. So they're all on one baseball. So all the Brewers retired numbers. That's a pretty cool piece, I think.
Oh yeah, that's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Quite an undertaking too.
Well, my piece of memorabilia is kind of underwhelming compared to your guys. But actually, the catalyst for this question actually was my parents had asked, are up there in age now, obviously, had asked me to come help them clean out the garage because they're having their roof redone and they had to move some stuff out of there or something. they had me come over, and in an old, I guess, bin in their garage, they had a whole bunch of bats that I had that they just let, they're in there for the grandkids to use now or whatever. But in the bin, I pulled out one of the wood bats, and it was a piece of memorabilia that I had purchased previously. It was a Ron Belliard actual game used bat. And it was it was just in this bin. I thought it was, stowed away in my parents'
somewhere else there.
or somewhere, and somewhere in a cherished area of memorabilia. And apparently it somehow made its way into the bin for the grandkids to use to poke balls around the yard. So I but I was like, hey, it's my Ron Belliard bat. But luckily it wasn't sold at a rummage sale or something like that. So anyway, I'm fortunate to have it back. But no, my actual piece, well, a couple of things. I actually have a construction helmet or construction hat from when the built. I've got, which is kind of a unique thing, but I mean, it just kind of it's cool. I think for my kids to see eventually, I could tell them a story that I was there when Miller Park was built or whatever, and they're like, they'll ask me what's Miller Park, Dad. But anyway, they'll figure it out. So anyway, there's that. But actually, my true answer is actually I've got a Tim Dillard Ocker placard from his short tenure from the Brewers that I bought at a brewer rummage sale for probably like 10.
Tenure. That guy's tenure is still going, but that is a great piece.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty unique, and hopefully I can get it back to Tim someday. But anyway, so that's fortunately you guys have like way cooler stuff than me, but I'm not too.
No, that's a great answer.
Oh, so, Craig, I have actually
I have that helmet too, Craig.
Sorry, cool.
The Miller Park.
No, I also have the helmet, and for my lack of manual labor, it's in pristine condition, except for one thing. Some idiot took the Miller Park sticker that you had to manually put on the helmet, and there's a crease in it because it's stuck, and whoever didn't care and just slapped it on. So whoever put that on was a complete idiot. That person was me.
You did that?
So you guys, I still have mine as well. It's currently in my parents' basement, which you guys saw. You know how my dad has a baseball cave downstairs, and you guys have hung out there before. And I know that my helmet is still down there, so hopefully it's in good shape. And I will also point out, I believe that Craig, I know this is true for you, and I think it's true for Scotty as well. That's actually the day that I met you guys, is when we were wearing that helmet in a trailer on the parking lot.
No, I remember that. Yeah,
Miller Park. Yep, and I think it was that day we all met. I know Chad and you were there that day. Craig, Scott, I think you were as well. I think we all met that day at the training session.
Yeah.
Before Miller Park was even fully functional, we had to wear those helmets when we first got.
I had to learn how to put on full board. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I mean.
Yeah. No, that's it. I just remember that day. So that helmet has got the added memory of all the things that we've done with our show over the years. So I've got that, plus the autograph picture from 3 of our 4 hosts as well. So there'll be, a nice little piece from both of you.
Well, no,
I think they said we had to wear like steel-toed boots, and I was like, do I have to wear these in the office? And they're like, yeah, because we just told you to, but no one's gonna look. Okay.
No, that's the same reason as it's a cherished piece of memorabilia for me, just because it is the day that officially the Brew Crew Review really did start that day. So, but I also do though wish Scott would have had that construction helmet like as a small child, because he'd have about 6 less concussions if he did. So unfortunately, he had to wait till he was in his 20s to get that. But what can you do? So all right.
The problem is that I wore the Brewer plastic batting helmet, and it had those little those little bumps in it where normally they'd had like an extra little plastic band, but the plastic band would always break and get ripped off. So then you just have the helmet with these little beads, but if you tried to wear it and somebody tapped you on the head with something, those beads are gonna smack right into your head. It's not pleasant.
Okay, here we go.
I probably got more concussions.
I'm actually going to lead off the 8th and 9th inning. Oh
no,
the 8th inning, Okay, what will happen next? The Brewers will win a playoff series, or Vince and Lena will officially be married. I'm gonna go with the latter.
Fall
I think that Vince and
fall
Lena
of 2020 guys.
will be married before the Brewers win their next playoff series. Scott, you should go next.
Wow.
I mean, this is our window, right? I guess so.
It's Vince's window too.
For one of those 2 years. Well, yeah, but Vince isn't under contract. I mean, it could be a longer window, but yeah, I get it. I'll say Brewer win.
If it
that
helps you
might
guys,
be debatable.
If it helps
Yeah,
you guys,
marriage
we
is a
officially said
contract.
fall of 2023 for the record. So it's official.
Awesome.
For fall of 2023, but I think it'll be before the playoffs that year.
So then the only question is, so you have insight.
Will the Brewers win one this year?
So
Yeah.
will the Brewers win a playoff series this year is what it comes down to then.
Oh, well.
I mean, I think because we're going to have such a robust, series of moves at the deadline, we have to win something, right? I'll say that. No, we'll get married before that.
Oh, bummer.
Odds makers have us as basically only
No
having
offense.
a 50-50 shot of even making the playoffs this year. So,
Damn it, Scott. All right, here we go.
hard to win a series if you don't make it.
We got to wrap this up, guys. I would like to attend a Milwaukee Brewers game if possible. Here we go. 9th inning.
All right.
I'll lead this one off. What will happen next? The Brewers will win a World Series, or Scott will be living in Wisconsin. I will say Scott will be living in Wisconsin before the Brewers win them. Vince?
That would include Scott having to drive to Wisconsin first.
I'm not sure about.
Brewers will win a World Series before that. Yeah.
And they'd probably have to do it this year, but
I don't know about that. Let's see.
I'll say I'll move back to Wisconsin, and I could say that, and even if I never move back, it'll probably be a draw.
If history is any guide.
So
right.
what's going to happen is the
we're
Brewers.
going to win it all next year. We're winning it all next year. That's it. That's their year.
October of 2023, and the Brewers have officially advanced to the World Series, and that will be the week that Scott and Penny get in the car and just drive here with all their stuff, and they're going to stay permanently. So it'll be neck. I think it'll happen. I think it'll happen
next year, and it'll be 1 month after Lena and I get married. Yeah, perfect.
It's going to be a good year next year, guys. That's for sure. Maybe even this year. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
All right, that wraps up the Rapid 9 for this week. So yeah, thanks for playing.
Hey, Craig, did you get the word from? Didn't Tom Carter get a chance to submit his answers or anonymous source?
Tom Carter.
I think it's T. Carter.
For the
I
record,
can't wait to invite him to our wedding. Actually, it's gonna be great.
TC said that he will be helping Scott move, attending Vince and Lena's wedding, and he will before the Brewers will win a World Series he said both those things will happen before the Brewers will even win a playoff series. So TC is a little bit pessimistic on the Brewers playoff series winning chances this year, is I guess what it comes down to. At least that's the inside information he gave me. So
you know that when we send our wedding invite, so is it going to be to Mr. Tom Carter, Mr. Thomas Carter, or Mr. T. Carter, Tom C. Anonymous source, Tom Carter? Maybe you just put all of them.
He did ask if we could keep,
just to be safe.
He said he would like for us to keep his +1 anonymous. But we said we'll see about that.
Oh, Mr. Cat.
You just give him a +2 for the wedding. I mean,
no problem. Not a problem.
Well earned.
Wouldn't that be awkward? Vince, just put a +2 for every single person that goes to your wedding, because
Did we lose Scott? Oh.
You and Penny can both come, Scott. It's fine.
Oh, perfect. I'll still have one more though. I have to get another dog. What's her name going to be? The dog.
On that note, let's let Craig get to the game today. Craig, get us a win, please, and we'll see you all up in Milwaukee in about a week. All right.
Looking forward to it.
Meet us there.
See you
good, guys.
In less than a year, Scott. We'll see you.
Sounds good, guys. Go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Go Brewers.